Canadian men, Canadian men.
I can never take it slow. Got that fire roar. Wheels of fury tear the track. Hear that engine soar. Me mad, shifting gears, push it to the core. Killer Kyle on my tail. Feel the tension roar. Ain't no rules in this game. Every breath I fight. Pound the pedal, scream for speed through the endless night.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Hey, me Matt here. This is Killer Kyle, and welcome to another episode of Wheels of Fury, the double episode.
Yes,
We have Money in the Bank. That's
we have Money in the Bank and NXT Heatwave.
2 nights in Toronto.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, got my hat on. And yeah, so also before we begin, I want to shout out cousin Michael Mazurkovich. Borrow Thoughts, go to his channel, subscribe.
Yeah.
I know the shirt's a bit wrinkly, but he made this for me on my birthday a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah. And now let's talk about Money in the Bank in Scotiabank Arena
Yeah.
in Toronto, which I wish I had money, but
Yeah, exactly.
nonetheless, it's going to be a hell of a show.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anytime they've done a show in Canada, it's always been electric. Now, lately you haven't seen very many pay-per-views, PLEs if you will, in Canada. So hopefully now with Triple H in charge, we'll see pay-per-views in Canada at least once a year. I mean, last year had Elimination Chamber in Montreal. This year we've got Money in the Bank in Toronto. I know 2 years from now we've got WrestleMania coming to Canada.
It took too fucking long, but
Who knows what will happen next year and what pay-per-view they will have in Canada and where in Canada
yeah.
they will have it. I mean, they've done Montreal, they've done Toronto. Yeah, who knows where else they could go in Canada.
Yeah, it should be a stellar show, regardless.
Oh, yeah.
I think that, the more you go in Canada, like Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, there is yet to be a PLE in Ottawa or, hell, let's say Halifax. Halifax also has a rich history in professional wrestling.
Right.
But this is going to be a stellar show, and I mean, Monday it kept going, and we have a full deck now for both Money in the Bank matches.
Yes.
So,
And like you would see a lot on TV about, they would, talk about upcoming live events. And you would always see, Toronto or Halifax or Moncton.
yeah,
Or out east or, Montreal maybe or Toronto or, Vancouver or, places in Canada
yeah.
that they had live events, which is great.
Please come back to Peterborough.
Yeah, come back to Peterborough at some point.
Yeah,
I'd like to see, since we've had, Elimination Chamber in Montreal, we're having Money in the Bank in Toronto this weekend. And like I said, even if it's once a year, have at least one PLE in Canada. I mean, okay, this weekend we have Money in the Bank and NXT Heatwave, NXT Heatwave is a bonus, you could say.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I mean, like, you know, at least get one PLE in Canada, you know, and then maybe as time goes on, could see maybe twice a year have a PLE in Canada. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, once a year is a start, though, at least.
I mean, when you look at 2016, I know we're stalling, but when you look at 2016, you have Survivor Series in Toronto.
Right.
You have Peterborough in December
Yes.
for the holiday tour.
Right.
So forth.
Yeah.
But the fact that in 2 years, or was it next year, did you say?
Next year is in Vegas.
So then in 2 years in Toronto, which is about fucking time when you consider the last time was 2002.
Yeah, the last one was 18.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, 22 years ago.
let's get going, eh?
Let's start off with this one. Gonna have Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens against any three members of the Bloodline. So I would imagine that would be Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob.
Right.
Or any three of Solo, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob. So any of those four we could see against Randy, Kevin, and Cody.
Yeah. That's one thing I could say about Mr. Paul Heyman. He has a way of making you feel something.
Yes.
And when the Bloodline turned on him, it was like, it's almost like you want to give him a hug. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the secret that he had said, though, was he doesn't sleep all night, so to get that effect, I guess.
Yeah, just get that puffy eyes and just looking like all hell. He literally does not sleep all night. The same thing was a few years ago with him and Roman, or him and Brock. I think it was the feud between Roman and Brock, and I think it was just after Roman had fired him, I think, and he did that interview.
No, it was Brock.
Oh, Brock, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, he did that interview with Kayla, I think it was, and again, same thing, he didn't sleep all night, the night before, to do that interview.
Yeah. So I imagine we got powerbombed through the table. He was
Go through that whole segment and then get powerbombed through the table, like, okay, I'm done.
I got the Gorillas of Destiny. Well, the former Gorillas of Destiny. With the Samoan werewolf.
Yeah.
This match is going to be awesome. And I mean, so there's a couple things that I've heard as a rumor. Is that you'll have Randy Orton turn. It's either Randy Orton's going to turn or Cody's going to turn. Because there's a rumor for a heel turn for Cody Rhodes, which I don't necessarily want to see.
Yeah.
It could happen at some point. They are wanting to do the Randy Orton Cody Rhodes feud, which I think is awesome. Because there's a lot of history there.
Yeah.
But as for this match, you know what? I think the Bloodline should win.
Yeah.
I think these guys are on a hell of a war, a hell of a tear.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, if you push them, then, yeah, they're gonna, it'll make them look like they're a big deal, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
And there was nothing wrong with Roman Reigns when he ran the Bloodline.
Yeah.
But when you look at the lineage that you have, you got two guys that were in New Japan and another guy who was wrestling in the Independents.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I honestly am going to say the Bloodline.
I'm definitely interested in seeing, like, okay, say they go with Tongaloa and Jacob, and then you just have Solo on the outside. If Solo is involved in the match, it'd be interesting to see how they would work together as a unit.
Yeah.
Whether it be the Guerrillas of Destiny and Jacob, or Jacob, Tonga, and Solo, or Solo, Jacob, and Tongaloa, or, you know, Guerrillas of Destiny and Solo, or, you know, whatever. Just, you know, everybody and their son has watched the Guerrillas of Destiny and their journey in Japan, you know, watching Jacob on the Indies, MLW, and
Yes.
elsewhere. Solo throughout his time in NXT, and now killing it on the main roster. So those four as a unit and how well they would mesh together as a team will definitely be interesting.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing, because you've got two of Haku's sons, and if you fucking know Haku, then you know what a tough bastard he was.
Yes.
Well, is, actually.
Was and still is,
Yeah.
even though he doesn't wrestle anymore, but yeah.
And I think that's the thing about the Samoan heritage. They're the nicest people, but if you cross them,
Exactly. They're the nicest people on the face of the earth, but if you cross them, I pray for your soul.
yeah.
Now I had seen something. I didn't watch into it, so I'd be interested in knowing a bit more about it. But apparently, Tama and Tonga, neither one of them told Haku about them going to WWE and, like, you know, debuting. They basically kayfabed him.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah, there was an interview that he did, and he talked about it, and I was like, damn, your own kids didn't tell you about, you know, them debuting in the WWE. Wow.
I'll give you an ass whooping, that's for sure. Yes, this match. There's two scenarios they can go by. We'll talk about that in a minute, but you've got the Intercontinental Championship. You've
Right.
got Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker.
Right. And since they've had Braun on Monday Night Raw, they've essentially continued with him how he was in NXT. Maybe even just turn the dial up a little bit more on him,
Yeah.
and just let him really, you know, be a heel. Let him be this absolute badass that is running through everybody, just tearing through everybody, and, you know, showing why he's, you know, this dominant force. And I mean, okay, have him already in the title picture, that's great, you know, in a continental title, that's great. Is it time yet?
I honestly don't think so.
Right, yeah,
I would say yes, but I don't think so.
yeah,
Because, so like I said, it could go both ways. You have Sammy retain, and Sammy should retain.
yes,
He won the belt at WrestleMania.
yes,
It is now July.
yeah,
Let's have him keep it for a little while longer and have Braun win at a different time.
yeah,
The other scenario is you have Braun Breaker come into the ring, spear 1, 2, 3, and your new Intercontinental Champion. Braun Breaker, a la Survivor Series 2016 with Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. Well, there's no belt on the line, but you know.
yeah,
I mean, if you do that, then Braun Breaker can be unstoppable.
yeah,
The thing is that I don't know.
yeah,
Because I like Sammy as the champion. I don't know how long it'll last. That's the problem when you have that whole thing. And again, I bring it up. I know I said I used to talk about the Roddy Piper treatment,
Right.
where it's like you have one wrestler win at one pay-per-view and then lose it at the other pay-per-view not long after that.
Yeah.
I fail to realize there's other wrestlers that have happened to them.
Right.
And then not have another shot at the belt.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's like, yeah, Braun will get it. It's just a matter of, is it going to be the next pay-per-view? Is it going to be SummerSlam? Hell, I would think SummerSlam would be a good pay-per-view to have the title put on him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you know what? I wanted to say Braun. I really thought that would have been cool. But I just don't think it's time yet.
Yeah, I don't think it's time yet either, to be honest. I mean, could Braun be a good Intercontinental Champion? Fuck yes. Will he get it on Saturday? No. Now we will go to a last chance match for the World Heavyweight Championship. If Priest wins, Rollins never challenges for the title again. And if Rollins wins, Priest must leave the Judgment Day. By the way, it's Seth Rollins versus David Priest.
I mean, the rumor mill is that Damien's going to get kicked out of the Judgment Day. The only thing is there's a whole lot of factors. And I mean, you have the thing with nobody trusts Damien. Nobody talks to him before they make a plan.
Yeah.
You have this whole thing with Carlito. You have this whole thing now with Liv and Dominic, which makes me a headache. I mean, there's rumors that Triple H fired Liv and Dom because they were grinding on each other on Raw during a match. Well, you know, he fell on top of her and vice versa at some point. Which I think is stupid because if you're going a different direction, I would think you would like that sort of thing.
I think they are going more edgy route, if you will, but they're like, no, I don't think they're intending to go fully like Attitude Era edgy, but like,
Yeah.
I'll get a little bit more into that in a little bit.
I think it's pretty cool. I mean, Liv is hot, but that's besides the point. Rhea Ripley is injured. I'm not sure how long she's out of action.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see where that goes.
For sure.
Now, as far as this match, yeah, I think they're going to turn on Damien eventually, and you know what? Let's have Money in the Bank.
Well, see, here's the thing. If they're gonna have a storyline of Damien eventually getting kicked out of the Judgment Day, I see Damien winning this match.
Okay.
Because it said, like, it's, the stipulation is if Damien wins, Seth can no longer challenge for the championship as long as Priest is still champion. If Seth wins, he has to leave the Judgment Day.
Right.
So if they're going to do the whole thing with Damien getting kicked out, well then, you know, you have him win and then you continue on with the storyline. Like if you have him lose and he leaves the Judgment Day, well then, you know, does that mean that, like, you just continue on with JD and Balor and Carlito, and then when Rhea Ripley comes back, you know, them four as the Judgment Day, and, you know, have Rhea deal with Liv, and, you know, Liv in the mix somehow still and whatever.
Well,
I should throw Dom in there as well.
Well, I mean, there's talk of a Rhea face turn when she comes back, and then she eventually destroys Liv
Nah.
and whatever. But we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? I agree. I think she should win.
Yeah.
I think Seth is a good wrestler, but he just came back.
Yeah.
I don't see him regain the title. I understand why, people would want him to get redemption, but
Yeah.
it's not right now. So yeah, I think Damien's gonna go over.
As far as the whole thing about rumor of Triple H firing Liv and Dom over, grinding. Okay, one, I don't see that happening. Two, next year, WWE is planning on moving Raw, and I believe a little SmackDown, to Netflix. And they're doing that because they want to have Raw be uncensored, have it be edgier, have, without any ads, any commercials, anything like that. They want to, this is what I've seen online.
Yeah.
And they want to take Raw back to 2 hours instead of having it be 3. And yeah.
It'll be interesting to see the WWE in that kind of light.
Yeah.
Because, they do cuss on the show, but it's always bleeped out.
Yeah.
And it was bleeped out 24 or 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, to hear them say fuck or shit or whatever, that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see them overdo it.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to overdo it, but I mean, when somebody says asshole, or you son of a bitch, or, something that would cause for, censorization, if you will, they won't censor it.
Right.
Because there's been talk recently of a lot of people being unhappy with, not necessarily Monday Night Raw, but SmackDown and Fox, backing out stuff.
Yeah. Now, I have a theory about that. I think that's only happening in America. Look, I don't know about you, but when I watched the show, I watched it last night, and I heard a lot of holy shit chants.
Right.
That one bleeped out.
Yeah, it may be just an American thing.
Right.
So I'm sure America is going to be more than tickled pink when the Raw and SmackDown goes to Netflix. One thing I had also seen was, they're wanting to make Raw 2 hours again instead of 3, but I also seen they were wanting to make SmackDown 3 hours instead of 2. So they're wanting to shorten Raw, but lengthen SmackDown by an hour. Which, I don't know why, but I don't know if that actually is true or not, but...
Well, I don't know what sense that would make, in my opinion.
I don't
It's just,
either.
But
yeah.
we'll see when it happens.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've still got another 6 months to go.
True. So we have the women's ladder match. We've got Io Sky versus Laya Valkyria versus Tiffany Stratton.
Yes.
Versus Naomi versus Zoe Stark versus Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an interesting match.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool, the competition that they had. There was supposed to be, I thought Dakota Kai would have been in the match.
Yeah, really.
That would have made sense, though, to have both members of Damage Control.
Yeah.
So, for me, it's plain and simple. The winner should be either Io or Zoe.
you win it twice?
Yeah,
Because, I mean, she
that is true, that is true.
she literally just won it last year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't know if they will actually go that route.
Well, I actually forgot.
Because, like, here's the thing. Very seldom has more than one person that has won the Money in the Bank match win it twice.
That is true, I know.
Because, I mean, like, okay, CM Punk did it.
Look how far that went.
Yeah. I mean, I guess technically you could say Edge was Mr. Money in the Bank twice, even though he really only won the first match at WrestleMania 21, then he got the briefcase beating, I think it was like Mr. Kennedy or something in the
Yeah.
match. So, I mean, I guess that was a technicality, but as far as like actually winning the ladder match itself twice, I mean, okay, CM Punk did it. But I can't honestly think of anybody else that's won it twice.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I forgot that you won last year. I mean, it would be interesting to see if Chelsea Green would win.
Yeah, really.
I mean, she is deserving. And I'll be honest, she has, held the title, held the WWE Women's title with Piper Niven. She's a good wrestler.
The tag team titles, yes.
Yeah. And she's been all over it. Like, she's been in Ring of Honor. I don't believe she's held a title there. I
No.
don't think she was ever a Knockouts champion.
Yes, she was.
Oh,
Yeah, she was Knockouts champion as Laurel Van Ness.
okay. I mean, why not put the title on her? You know, I want to see her win the belt. She could have more shtick with Adam Pearce
Yes.
or Nick Aldis, whichever.
Yeah, whichever.
So, it's going to be difficult, but okay, fine. Chelsea Green or Zoe Stark.
I mean, Chelsea Green would definitely be interesting, seeing as how she's Canadian.
Well, yeah, there's that factor.
From Vancouver.
Right.
Other than that, like, maybe Naomi?
Okay.
Give her another run, another shot at the title?
I mean, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Alright.
And we've got the men's side of things. You got Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, L.A. Knight, and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of good talent there.
Yes.
I'm not saying the women aren't talented, but when you look at, okay, you got Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
For him to win the briefcase, he could easily get the belt back.
Yeah.
You've got LA Knight. You have somebody that isn't ready for a main title. I much rather would have seen him with the U.S. title or the Intercontinental, but
Yeah.
if he's going to go in for Money in the Bank, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Jey Uso, if you're going to call somebody main event, then
Yeah.
have him win the main fucking title.
Yeah, really.
So Carmelo Hayes just came in from NXT. I still don't think he's ready.
Right.
Chad Gable, I think he's done his thing with Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
He's still going out with the whole family thing with Otis and Tozawa and Maxine.
Yeah.
Andrade, I think would be a good champion,
Right.
but it's also like, okay, who we're gonna have him go against? However, that's actually a good idea
Right.
because you have history with Rey Mysterio, you have history with Santos Escobar, so you could have Andrade win. But how long would that last? I don't know.
Right.
So,
I mean, yeah. The whole thing with, Drew McIntyre and CM Punk and title picture, whatever. Okay, that whole thing's been very interesting. If you have Drew win this match, and then at some point cash in for the title, could you have him, let's say Punk, screw Drew out of the championship again? Or have Drew win the title and then have a match between Drew and Punk at some point for the title? Although, I mean, the way this feud has been going, there needs to be a title involved.
Okay. No, I get it, yeah. I mean, it's kind of unfortunate that won the world title at WrestleMania and then Damien cashed in the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Drew couldn't get the job done at Clash at the Castle.
Yeah.
But, thanks to CM Punk, if you want.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know where to go from here. Because
Yeah,
I do want to
exactly.
see the title on Drew.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I wanted to see the title on Drew so he can have his match with CM Punk. And then maybe CM Punk would take the belt, and then we'll have Summer Punk, even though Summer has technically just started.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so for me it's gonna be either Drew McIntyre or L.A. Knight. Yeah!
Yeah, I think, to me, those two seem to be the two of those guys, the two that would make the most sense to give the briefcase to.
Right.
LA Knight or McIntyre. I mean, it'd definitely be interesting to see LA Knight in the world title picture. So, I mean, if they go that route, cool. If McIntyre was to win, carry on with, let's have him eventually cash in and be champion, and then, whether you finished up with him and Punk by that point or not, who knows, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a good show, and I mean, Toronto is one of those cities that you look at, you can say the same thing about Chicago, New York, London, pick one. And it's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Los Angeles,
Yeah.
I think it's one of the biggest wrestling cities in the world.
Oh yeah, I understand.
So it's going to be a good show. But next we will talk about Heatwave NXT, which will be Sunday. I think that's kind of interesting. You have the main product on Saturday, then NXT on Sunday.
Yeah, you would think they would have done it the other way around. Have Heatwave on Saturday and then Money in the Bank on Sunday, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, yeah, this is going to be an awesome show. For me, Matt, this is Killer Kyle.
And we'll see you in a few.
Bye-bye.
The wheels of fury, they spin, they roar. Never halting. The end's now calling.